Good. Anyway, question before we start. Walked in the wardrobe today. You had this jacket, your outfit hanging, and Sharon, our wardrobe gal, says, I want you to, and I lifted this jacket. Now, this jacket has to weigh, I'm guessing, 25, 30 pounds.
Yes, I think about that.
At least.
It's one of the lighter ones.
Now, and you have the rings as part of your image now. How are you able, because I've seen your show and you were out there for 2 hours in concert. How do you manage to play with this is you got to have 5 pounds of weight on each arm. How do you manage to do
Well, you
that?
know, actually, that little bit of restriction with the weight of the costumes and the rings and all that, it makes it easier for me to play. It
does,
really
right?
does, because I was trained as a student to play with lead weights on my fingers. And then when the teacher removed the lead weights, my fingers just flew, you know, because I didn't have that restriction.
Well, it's like runners who strap the weights to their legs
the
and then
very
take them
same
off.
principle.
Yeah.
Yes, actually.
I never thought of that. So instead of lead weights, you decided to go. Lead weights in your hands while you're playing is not attractive. This
No.
is somebody told me that between the hours, I think, of noon and something like 3, if somebody calls you, you're not in.
Oh, I'm a soap.
You watch the
fan.
soaps?
Yeah, I watch the soaps.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I love it.
All right. I don't get a chance to see them for. Well, what's happening? Are they?
Well,
everything happens in soaps. I want to tell you.
Well, like in Las Vegas, my housekeeper watches her favorite ones,
Right.
and then I watch my favorite ones, and then we compare notes. She
what's
tells
going
me
on.
what happened to hers, and I tell her what happened to mine. But you know, the word got out that I love to watch the soaps because when I'm on the road, that's about the only time of the day that I have to myself. So
Right.
I got hooked on Days of Our Lives and Another World and Santa Barbara.
And you know what they do? I think L.A. Times, I guess papers all over the country do it. At the end of the week, they actually print a synopsis of what's happened that week in case people haven't seen it.
Well,
the whole back page.
That's marvelous. I have got to meet some of these people.
Yeah.
And one of my best friends is Linda Dano on Another World.
Right.
She's Felicia Gallant, you know.
Right.
And I was in New York, and I happened to be doing a little shopping, and I ran into her, and she gave me this big hello, like we'd been friends all our lives, because
Right.
she had heard that I watched the show. And I felt I knew her, too, and we became very, very good friends.
That's interesting.
And they invited me to do a few episodes on Another World, and I'm going to, in February, I'm going to attend.
That's becoming the thing.
I'm gonna
Elizabeth Taylor
attend
did one?
Linda
Yeah.
Dano's wedding. She's going to be married in February.
Are you going to play at the wedding?
I hope so, yes. And it's really kind of fun because you know these people as characters in the play, and then you meet them personally, and it's fascinating. I'm very taken with them. I really like.
You're writing another book, but not a book so much about your career. As you said, what's it called? The personal...
It's called The Wonderful Private World of Liberace. It's my 4th book, and this is about how I spend my private time and what my hobbies are and what my philosophies are and so forth. And a lot of amusing incidents that have happened to me that don't happen when I'm performing, you know. And that's what I tell all about in this book.
Yeah, you don't take shots at anybody. There are a lot of people who write books now come out and they kind of zing people.
The only one I take shot at is myself.
Really?
Yeah, because I think people seem to respect the fact that if you admit you've made some mistakes, done something wrong, and can talk about it with a chuckle.
If you could change anything about yourself, you ever get one of those questions as profiles, what would you change if you could?
Well, actually, the only thing I would change would be my age.
Ah.
I'd like to be 20 years younger so I could do more of the same, really.
Yeah. Does getting older bother you, really?
Well, it only makes me realize, getting older makes me realize that the time isn't as plentiful as it once was. And I sometimes get a little obsessed with this because I figure that every day has to be eventful.
Yeah.
You know, years ago I didn't care if I wasted a day or two. But now every day has to amount to something or I'm disappointed.
Yeah, that happens as people get older. And the older you get, the more conscious, I guess, that you become of that.
But I wouldn't change a thing. I've had a wonderful life, and I've been blessed with over 40 years of my career.
You've been performing for over 40 years, haven't you?
Over
That's
40
remarkable.
years. 42 years this year.
Well, it's been a remarkable career. And I hope it goes on for a long time.
Thank you, Johnny.
We're going to take a break.
Okay.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We have George Miller, Rosanna Arquette,